Good evening, everyone. How's everyone's night going? My night's going pretty good. I mean, the night's almost over, but it's still pretty good. Anyways, tonight's episode of Impact was freaking nuts. A lot of good stuff to talk about. A lot of good stuff happened. Um, but let's just go down the list, shall we? My phone can cooperate. Impact kicks the night off with Chris Sabin and Mickie James versus Matthew Raywalt and Deonna Purrazzo. The match was freaking nuts. Great way to kick off Impact. All four gave a hell of a fight, but Deonna Purrazzo outsmarted everyone. Yeah, there was a moment in the match where, at the end of the match, where all four got involved, but then Deonna had the pin on Mickie James, and Matthew Raywalt, unbeknownst to the referee, grabbed Deonna's grabbed Deonna's hand for leverage, and Deonna got the pin on Mickie James. So apparently she has momentum heading into Hard to Kill. So that was fun. Up next is Rohit Raju versus Lawrence D, the returning Larry D into the ring. This match, well, the match was pretty good for what it was, but it didn't last long. Josh Alexander invaded it. He came out, threw Raj into the steps, came in, gave Rohit the option to leave, but Rohit stayed. Meanwhile, Lawrence D was smart and just got the hell out. He's like, I'm done. I don't need this. I know what's happening. So Rohit got slammed, and after a while, Josh Alexander looked pissed. He looked pissed. So he came out in the mic and said he wants Jonah. Jonah didn't come because apparently Scott D'Amore says he's not even in the building. So what's it called? Josh Alexander is demanding Jonah. Scott D'Amore came out and told him, "You're making quite the noise." Basically, he says, "I know you want Jonah. I know you want Moose. I know you want this, but you need to get your emotions in check." And I don't remember word for word what happened, but basically, it's Josh Alexander wanted Jonah. Jonah was not there. Scott D'Amore suggested that he can get Jonah at Hard to Kill. Josh Alexander says, "That's not what I want. That's a long time to wait. I want it now." And then Scott D'Amore says, basically, "Yeah, I've known your family for a long time. You are family. You are this to me. I know what you're going through, and I know what you deserve, and I know what's best for you, and I know what I want you to be." And basically, the world champion to the face of the company, but his emotions, he keeps saying, needs to be put in check, which Josh Alexander is showing some irate emotions, but can you blame him? I mean, you don't tell someone that's emotional to calm down. That just escalates the situation. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I have disabilities, mental disabilities, and when people tell me to calm down, I totally want to do the opposite. Like, fuck you, I don't want to calm down. I need to express what I'm feeling right now, and no one is going to stop me on how I express it. So, I was in therapy till I was 20, and I still don't know the whole trick to that. Anyways, so basically it was a match, then it wasn't a match, then it was a promo, then it wasn't a promo, then I don't know. It was crazy. It was fun. It was fun, entertaining. It was great to see Josh Alexander back on TV. But it's going to be it's interesting to see where this story is going. Honestly, I don't know what to say about this. Like, it was a hard thing to call and a hard thing to review. Up next, the Learning Tree versus Finjuice. This was a very fun, fast, and outlandish match. But I mean, the first beginning of this match, like the few seconds of it, I want to say I think it was Juice Robinson, hit Zicky in the gut, and he started pulling out this string of tape out of his mouth, making it look like his intestines bursted out. Now, I don't know what he was thinking, and I don't know if management cleared that, but it interesting and odd to see that. I mean, I know he's outlandish, but I didn't expect that. Anyways, but during the whole match, the Finn Juice was way overpowered. I mean, way OP over the learning tree. VSK and Zicky Dice couldn't get anything going. They couldn't get on the same page, and they didn't win. Finn Juice just obliterated them, and at the end of the match, you can see Zicky Dice on his knees, and he says Brian Myers is gonna be pissed. And I got to be honest, Brian Myers is going to be pissed. That was not a good match to say, hey, you know what, we're a threat. Anyways, up next is Eric Young versus Rhino in a street fight. The fun thing about the way this match kicked off was great. Matt Striker and D'Lo were accolading Rhino and how extreme he is and how this is his playground and how this is his. So meanwhile, they're talking about his run in ECW, how violent he is. He's tossing all the violent objects in the ring. Eric Young is taking the items out of the ring while they're talking, while he's throwing. So as soon as Rhino had the whole ring, to his knowledge, covered in weapons, he just walks into the ring and like looks at all the, and Eric Young already tossed all the things out. So Rhino brought the trash can in and used it. So during the match, there was a lot of flame pans, ring posts, chair shots, trash cans. But the odd thing about this, though, is it wasn't technically a street fight. I don't really know what was going on, but it really ended in a violent brawl. After a while, Rhino started getting momentum. Out comes the rest of VBD to help Eric Young after he told them to stay back and stay in the back, and they just decided to come anyways. So they got involved. Eric Young had the advantage, 3 against 1. Then out comes Heath trying to help, and he gets stuck in the crossfire, and he doesn't get some added oomph into the match. So, I mean, he got obliterated by VBD. Then out comes Rich Swann and Willie Mack, and they put up an impressive front, getting rid of VBD. So much that the Good Brothers come out and join in the fun, and they obliterated Rich Swann and Willie Mack. And the match ended after somewhat happened, and then Eric Young, I think, pinned. Oh yeah, Eric Young pile drove Rhino. And then the Good Brothers and VBD shared the ring, and there seems to be some sort of alliance going on or some sort of agreement. I don't know. It was just crazy to see a street fight that wasn't technically a street fight. So I don't know. It was still fun to see, I guess. Up next is the Inspiration and the Influence versus Decay. All 4 members of Decay. Rosemary, Havoc, Taurus, Crazy Steve. This match was pure chaos. Let's see how I can put this. The good, decent amount of the match, Decay kept scaring the crap out of the Inspiration and the Influence. And during the match, they couldn't get on the same page. And the Influence and the Inspiration were bickering at each other the whole time, like some high school teen girls that can't get on the same page or decide what to do that night, so they bicker back and forth. So they're not on the same page. They're not in coalition. They're not on the right path. They're not doing anything cooperating. They're not cooperating. So meanwhile, Decay is completely taking advantage of this chaos. Taurus just picks up Tennille Dashwood. She's on the ring apron while they're discussing strategy or doing whatever they're doing, and Taurus just picks Tennille by the hood, puts her in the ring. Rosemary gets the spear, and before the Inspiration and the Influence find out, they're like, oh crap, we got to get in the ring and break the pinfall, but too late. So I don't know what's going on with this, but if I had to guess, it's going to be the Inspiration versus the Influence at Hard to Kill. That's my guess. But I enjoyed it. I love seeing chaos. It was great. But it wasn't technically a match. It was a storytelling match, and those are a bit confusing to tell. Now to the bright spot of the night. In the back, we see Lady Frost being interviewed by Gia Miller, saying she's happy to officially be a knockout. Scott then greets her and says, "I'm happy to welcome you to the team." She asks Scott, "Thank you for this." And before you go away, can I ask if I want to be in the Ultimate X match? It's something a dream of mine. I would love to be in it. And Scott said, I think I'm quoting this right. He says, "With new knockouts coming in, new changes need to happen." So he has appointed Gail Kim the management department of the knockouts. So she's now in charge of booking the knockouts, hiring the knockouts, producing the knockouts, and pretty much in charge of the whole entire knockouts division. Pretty much what Maria was in 2016. Was it 2015? It was either 15 or 16, but she was the same sort of role. Like, she has all the strings. So it's great to see Gail Kim in a management position. I love Gail Kim, and if there's anyone that can be in charge of a whole division of the women's division, it's definitely Gail Kim. She knows her stuff. So Lady Frost then pleads her case to Gail Kim. Gail Kim agrees with her, saying that she's in the Ultimate X match, and also is Tasha Steelz, Jordan Grace, Rachel Ellering, Chelsea Green, and Rosemary. I did a video on here about 2 days ago where I thought I predicted most of the people that would be in the knockouts Ultimate X match, and I got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right. Rachel Ellering was included, and Rosemary. Oh wait, Tasha Steelz and Rachel Ellering was not ones I named. But that's going to be a great match. I do kind of feel bad for Alicia, though. She really wanted to be in this match, and I wonder if that's going to come into play for a storyline or something. I mean, I could see Alicia getting involved in Hard to Kill some way. But I'm hoping that they add Alicia because she really wanted to be in the match, and after how long Alicia has been in Impact Wrestling, I think she deserves to be in the match. But that's just my take on it. Anyways, up next, the main event, Morrissey versus Matt Cardona. If Matt loses, he will back out of the match at Hard to Kill. Well, that was a crazy-ass match. The match didn't start for a good 3 minutes, and Morrissey and Matt were brawling on the outside. When they finally both got in the ring, the ref started the match, and still Matt couldn't get a hold of the match. He was busted open from the start. Morrissey continued the onslaught so much that he was volatile towards the ref, which ended in a no DQ. So technically, Matt won. After the match, Morrissey didn't like the referee's decision, so he kicked him bluntly in the face, which, I'm sorry, Brian Hebner, that was not cool. So after that, and then he goes back to Matt Cardona and starts beating him down. But before he could continue the onslaught, Chelsea Green comes down to the ring to Matt's aid and hovers over his body. Morrissey says, "Move out of the way, Chelsea Green. Move out of the way, Chelsea." Like he even used her name, and she's like, "No, I'm not moving. I'm not moving." So he physically picked up Chelsea Green and threw her into the other turnbuckle to move out of the way. At that moment, Moose comes down and says, "Pick him up. We'll hit him with the title. Pick him up. We'll hit him with the title." And Morrissey's like, "No, I'm not picking him up. I'm not doing what you tell me to do. No." And then Moose gets in his face. Moose gets in his face. And they start a good back and forth. And then Morrissey kicks Moose in the head, so he rolls out of the ring, drops the title. Morrissey's now involved with that. Matt Cardona recovered, kicked Morrissey out of the ring, and it left him. And the show ended with Matt Cardona holding the title up while Chelsea Green is grabbing his side. So that was pretty cool to see. And if I were to guess, I mean, I'm probably sure he's not going to win it hard to kill, but if there is that insane chance that he actually wins at hard to kill, I will support it. I've been a Matt Cardona fan for a long time. So I've known him back since his Edgehead days and been a fan since. And if I could see him become world champion, something WWE never decided he could be, Impact would be the good place to say, you know what, we like you, we got you, you deserve this, here is this. So anyways, it's going to be great to see what happens at Hard to Kill. What a crazy ass night. I enjoyed it. Did you enjoy it? If you did, let me know in the comments and I will reply. Thank you for watching. As I don't know how my next week's schedule is going to go, because I believe next Impact is my birthday. It's on the 16th. And I don't know if that's when the best of weeks are going to start or if it's going to be an actual broadcast. And Impact hasn't clarified. So, on the 16th, I am actually going to see Spider-Man in the theater on premiere night. So, I will not be doing a review that night. And knowing that it's possibly the best of series, I only planned on doing a review about if the talents say what their wishes are or who wins the Slammy Awards. So, I mean, that's pretty much it. But if there is an actual Impact broadcast and they do actually have actual matches, I will be doing a review that Friday morning. But as I said, it's my birthday next week, and I plan on going to see Spider-Man No Way Home that night. And it's going to be fucking nuts. Alright, thank you for watching, and I will be seeing you, I guess, possibly next week. I don't know. Maybe. Oh, wait. If you don't see me Thursday, I will be there. I will be here on the 18th. Reviewing or discussing, depends on how everything goes, IPWF Round 2. Throwback Throwdown 2. So that's going to be fun. Anyways, thank you for watching and enjoy your night.